Welcome to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. This is your go-to source for practical advice and support while you go through the divorce process. Join us each weekday for a quick chat where we'll cover a variety of topics such as child custody, property division, and self-care. Together, we'll explore emotional, financial, and legal aspects of divorce and help you find the best path forward for you and your family. Here's your host and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional, Mike Fulkerson.
Hi, and welcome back to Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. I'm your host, Mike Fulkerson, Financial Advisor and Certified Divorce Financial Analyst Professional. And today's topic is a question everyone wants an answer to. How long will my divorce take? Well, as in most things, there's no one size fits all. I mean, the duration of a divorce can vary greatly depending on several factors. So perhaps the best way to explain how long it could take is to go through some of these key influences. And probably one of the bigger ones here is going to be the contested versus uncontested divorce. I mean, an uncontested divorce, really, if you and your spouse agree on all aspects of the divorce, and that includes things like asset division, child custody, if you have kids, spousal maintenance, if applicable, the process can be resolved relatively quickly, sometimes within just a few months. Now, a contested divorce, on the other hand, if there are disagreements about any of these issues, the process becomes much more time-consuming. Negotiations may take months, and court involvement can significantly extend the timeline. Other things for how long it's going to take, I mean, really is just how complex the issues are. Simple cases, if you got minimal assets, no children, straightforward agreements tend to move through the system faster, and that in turn will make it quicker for you. Then there's complex cases where if you got significant assets, a business, or intricate child custody arrangements, that all requires more time for investigation, valuation, and negotiation. And then we got to look at, potential court backlogs. I mean, the workload of the local court system can significantly impact the timeline. Courts with a backlog of cases might schedule hearings months in advance, adding to the overall waiting time. And you got trial versus settlement. If your case goes to trial, it will inevitably take longer than reaching a settlement outside of court. So you just got to keep that in mind as well. There are some residency rules that each state has, and you're going to need to know these before you file for a divorce. You or your spouse must have resided in the state for the specific period of time before the court can grant a divorce. Now, beyond the main points here, other factors that can influence the duration would be, say, availability of lawyers. The schedule of your attorneys can impact the pace of negotiations and court appearances. And then you got the discovery process, and that's where we're looking at obtaining financial records, appraisals, and other documentations, depending on the complexity of your case, could take significant time. So what if you want a speedier resolution? We can't control all the variables, but here's some strategies to potentially expedite the process. One is open communication. If you're communicating openly and honestly with your spouse, that can streamline the process of negotiations. There's also mediation. Consider mediations to reach a settlement outside of the court with the help of a neutral third party. And then lastly, gathering documentation. So being proactive and getting the necessary documents up front really can save you time during the discovery process. So the time frame for the divorce is really unique to your situation, and consulting with a qualified divorce attorney is probably important and good for you. They can assess the specific circumstances, provide a more accurate timeline estimate, and guide you towards efficient strategies to help you navigate the divorce process as smoothly as possible. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Breaking Ties, Destination Divorce. Should you have any questions, reach out or leave a comment. Divorce is not the end of your story. It is the start of your next great chapter. Until then, have a great day.